This is Clayson TV.
Morning.
Yeah, welcome. I know we gave you a very short notice, but we are happy all of you are here. Please feel welcome. We want to make a statement regarding the ongoings recently, particularly resulting to a girl that was videoed with puppies sucking the breast, God forbid. Out of that, there's been a lot of outcry and a lot of allegations, and the latest being the one that was said yesterday from the women caucus in Parliament from their leadership. And we agree with them as mothers and also as brothers and sisters. That video was outrageous, and whoever did that should be condemned. Does not deserve to believe as a human being, because that is totally inhuman. What worries us, that video was linked to us because as we stand here, we are standing here and I'm giving a statement as a recruiter, as a company that is involved in foreign migration, recruitment for employment overseas and local. Us as recruiters, as you see us here, we are not agents. The agencies were stopped by the government in 2012. And the government went through a whole procedure for about 6 years. And they came up with a regulatory body called National Employment Authority, simply known as NEA. I think most of you are aware that we have an organization, an authority called NEA. So NEA is our regulator. For you to take anybody through the airport abroad to work, you must be registered by NEA. To be registered by NEA, you must be a corporate company. So, and you must have a share capital of 5 million. So, and the whole process, the cost for the whole process is, we estimate it as 2 million. So we are not agents, we are companies that has been given authority by the government of Kenya to carry out foreign deployment. Now, what happens to us when you take somebody outside? There are procedures that we do, particularly where the outcry is domestic worker in Saudi Arabia. For us to take a girl to Saudi Arabia, that girl must be trained. That girl must have a passport. That girl must have a good conduct. That girl must go through medical procedure. Or that girl must go through what we call attestation by the Ministry of Labor. And now we are also doing attestation by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Before we buy, then that girl is taken to the embassy. After all that is done, that's when you take the document to the embassy, Saudi embassy, for stamping. Once you get the stamping, then we take the girl to the airport. Right now, other conditions have come, like vaccination and COVID test. When you go to the airport, we pass through several counters. We pass through the counter of vaccination, we pass through the counter ticketing, then we go the normal procedure by the customs. So tell me, if you are trafficking a human being, can you pass through all those protocols in the airport until the girl gets an aeroplane pass, board the aeroplane, and is received in Saudi? Is it possible? So it is not possible. So we are working with the government departments. We are working with the government ministry. This procedure involves minimum 4 ministries. It involves Ministry of Labor through National Employment Authority. It involves Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It involves Ministry of Interior. It involves Ministry of Education for a girl to be in Saudi Arabia. So there's no way a girl can easily get into Saudi Arabia without all those departments knowing. So from my statement from the word go, I said we are flabbergasted, but what came out in the media? But we were saddened but that enough investigation was not done by the public. Because if you look at that video, at the bottom of it, there's a site where it came from. And that site is pornographic. If you go to that site, it's pornographic. Now, imagine parents whose children saw that video and was shocked the way you and me were shocked. Then they went to that site, and what they met was pornographic. It's a very sad thing. So I want to advise our leadership, particularly the ladies that gave the press, that I wish they had done their investigation on that particular site. And more so, the Court General, Secretary General, should have gone to that site before coming public. So, but because the whole thing is outside there, we need to clear the air. Now, I want us to understand the Court Secretary General has been the Secretary General for Court for over 20 years. Every year, we have 800,000 KCP candidates leaving school. We have about 600,000 KCSE candidates leaving school. We have about 80,000 graduates leaving universities. This has been happening. Yeah, this has been happening ever since, for almost like 20 years. What alternative has Mr. Tweli offered young people to get a livelihood? Because if you are genuine about Kenyans, you should have at least opened at a vet college to train some artisan. Do you have any college belonging to Kotu that takes care of young people leaving educational centers, either secondary, tertiary colleges, or universities? I've not seen one. The leaders that were talking, I sympathize with them because they were passionate. These girls, a girl from Kwale that got pregnant at the age of 14, and by the age of 20, she had 3 kids. And the young man, the father of the kids, is nowhere to be seen. She's 20 years. If God give her life, she'll live up to 80 years. How is their life going to be? So we should appreciate the government of Saudi Arabia for giving us a platform where our girls at least can go and get a livelihood. I want to end, but I want to end in this note because there are other colleagues of mine who need to give a statement. We have 200,000 girls working in Saudi Arabia as I speak to you now. 200,000 girls working in Saudi Arabia. I want you to work by calculation. Work 10% of 200,000, you get 2,000. Sorry, you get 10%, you get 20,000. Work out 1% of 200,000, you get 2,000. Work out 0.1%, you get 200. The cases that we have they reached 200? Have they reached 200, ladies and gentlemen?
No.
They have not reached 200. That is 0.1%. What happens to 99.9%? The ones who are in Saudi Arabia. Are they not working? Are they not bringing revenue to the country? Are they not supporting their family?
Yeah.
Are they not changing the lives of their family? This is what we're supposed to look at. Yes, there's a problem in Saudi, but the problem can be solved. The problem can be solved. And we've written solutions to the right authority. We've told them we work with the companies. When a girl comes from my company to a company in Saudi Arabia, that company that I'm taking my girl can employ a Kenyan girl to manage the welfare of all the Kenyan girls that come through their offices. We have told the government we can also have safe houses in the major cities and in the major sections of Saudi, where if a girl is distressed, they can go to these safe houses and they can be helped through the Kenyan embassy. So we have solutions to this problem. And the Saudi Arabia is giving us a platform, economic platform, to help our girls. Because right now, where would we be? So I think we should not be passionate, so much passionate about the going-ons that is going around the media. We should also look at the other side of the coin. The media houses that are present here, I've seen it in Nation TV, I've seen it in Citizen and other media houses. When a girl is distressed and is right here in Kenya, and you call that girl or those girls to the station, or Haki Africa brings some girls to the station, these girls, before you bring them, they were taken to Saudi Arabia by a company that is registered. Why don't you call the directors of those companies also to be a part of your panel? If you don't want to call the members, us, any one of us, or don't want to call our leadership, why don't you call that company that took that girl to Saudi Arabia to be part of that? This industry is regulated by the government. And you know the work of a government is to facilitate. They are not players. There's no government in the world who is a player in an industry. They just facilitate. So our government has facilitated and they've given us a platform for us to be players, for you to be a player. They know, because they're the facilitators. Why don't you call somebody in your studio when you're interviewing those guys from National Employment Authority? Why don't you call somebody from labor to be there? Why do you always see just the girls who are distressed? Why don't you call somebody from Foreign Affairs to be there? Why don't you call somebody from the Ministry of Education to be there? Why don't you call somebody from the Ministry of Interior to be there? To also respond to the allegations being said, because we are misleading Kenyans and we are spoiling an opportunity that is glowing. Right now, there's a country that's already grabbed, they've signed a bilateral agreement with Saudi Arabia. They will drop Kenya like a hot bar, a hot metal. And when Kenya is dropped as a hot metal, the population of the girls is over 200,000, the population of the other workers is over 200,000, in the hotel industry, we have over 500,000. What's going to happen to their family? What's going to happen to their children? What's going to happen to their wives? What's going to happen to their parents? So let us not be so passionate. Let us be balanced in what we say. Ladies and gentlemen, I have other people to make their remarks. I welcome Julie Kabogo. She wants to make a remark. Thank you very much.
Julie, come here.
Yes.
Yeah. So they can come for me. let me be here as a leader of the associations. Okay. Greetings, members of the press. My name is Julie Kabogo, Vice Chairperson, Kenya Association of Private Employment Agencies. So we are here to really bring light to the happenings that have been going on in regards to this industry of labor migration. So now, especially about the video that has been going around, we are very disappointed. We are very, very disappointed. And it has triggered so many statements from leaders here and there, from parliamentarians, which have also boiled up to some issues. Now we have girls in distress. One simple statement like saying, we will ban the travel of girls from Kenya. Do you know what that does? What happens is, if you ban the ones who are here to travel, they're not the ones suffering. So if you throw away the ones that are there, what happens? So if you ban us from going, then we leave the ones that are there, then what happens to them? So the first action should be, if there is distress, can we bring back all Kenyans? If we are truly, truly distressed, banning people from going is not going to help. If we really want to help our people, and there are those that are in distress, let's bring them back. It has never been a solution. Accidents happen every day. Do we stop going to work because roads have accidents? No. We really look at, if it's speeding, then let's put roadblocks. Let's control this. So we need to find out what is the problem. Then let us work on the issues arising. So leaders, please, let's be very cautious about what we say. This, whatever comes out of our mouths, affects very many people. I want to highlight something on what the Kotu boss said. He has been very focused on this industry, and I am very disappointed. I, on behalf of our agents, do you know how much a watchman earns in Kenya? around 8,000. That is a highly paid watchman in a company, uniformed. Do you know how much the security people we deploy
Working 12 hours?
Yes, they work. Here they work 12 hours a day. Those ones work 8 hours. From there it's overtime. They don't earn anything short of 66,000 with a lot of benefits. So are we happier to just have people sitting around here, or should we deploy our people there to take care of the welfare of those we have deployed? The Philippines is exporting labor. As we want to concentrate on coffee. Have you seen the weather? There is drought all over here, but we have people sitting here. Why don't we send our people there? Can we have more consulars to take care of the welfare?
Yes.
Instead of us, now we just want to sit and hide in a cocoon and say we'd rather stay here. Do you know why when there are girls who are brought back in the airport, there are others who are going? Because they have sisters there, they have relatives, they have friends there. They will ask you, I believe you members of the press have interviewed girls who are on their way out while others are being deported. You ask them, why are you going? My sister is there. They have been there. So they have true stories, and that's what motivates them to go and work. So I will ask for the support. Let us stop creating this notion of making it look like it's a bad thing. We have very many success stories, which we will share also with you. Let us send some positivity as a media. We have a lot of impact. Because what we are doing is now creating an enmity between Kenya and especially Saudi Arabia, which is wrong. Because now they will hate our people for what we do to them. Are we making this better? We're just making the situation worse than it already is. Another thing I want to comment on is these NGOs, like Haki Africa. We know they earn money from sad stories, but it is important to do due diligence. We have, for instance, a girl who was died in Saudi Arabia. She was stabbed by her fellow Kenyan over a man. Will that story come that way? No. You will all be at the airport because she did not go with a visa to go and do whatever she was doing. Do you know that there are brothels in Saudi Arabia? And do you know sex sells there because it's prohibited? So here we'll be running and saying the agent that took her is responsible. That is not true. We have Kemboys. They even have a name. We have Kemboys. They have their own villages. There is Karatina. My people, you can name all the agencies. They have their own villages there they have created. They have nightclubs. They have all these things. But now, when they kill each other, the visa that took you, whoever took you is responsible. It's very unfortunate, and we are calling on the government to involve us. We have no jurisdiction outside this country as agents. As companies, rather, recruitment companies. We have no jurisdiction. So we are calling on President William Ruto. Can you please, don't look very far for consulars to represent us there, who will take care of the welfare of the girls. As we will do it, we do it with only our potential. We also send, we partners companies and have employees there to look after our girls. What if you give us a whole consulate? We will take care of this. So kindly, let me allow my fellow recruiter to make his statement.
Habari zenu watu wa media.
Poa sana.
Mmekuja, tumewakaribisha. Asante sana. Hii kitu mkiona nacheka ni kitu rahisi sana. Very simple. For me, I've been working in Saudi Arabia for 10 years. So I know from A to Z about Saudi. Na hii mambo inakuja kuambiwa ya kwamba Mwarabu anatesa, Mwarabu anafanya nini? Actually, you need to do investigation first before you do anything bad. Saudi, nikienda huko, I was a houseboy. I was a houseboy and then I was promoted to be a house driver. From a house driver, nikarudi Kenya. Mnajua kuna kampuni inaitwa Almarai. Almarai is the World Integrated Dairy Company. Imeajili wa Kenya wengi sana. Kuna ma-veterinaries, kuna ma-senior officers wako huko. Wanafanya kazi. And they are earning a lot. So, hii kitu ya mateso ya Saudi inaweza malizika. The president ama the parliamentary group walifanya kitu inaitwa safe houses. Safe houses ndio tu itasaidia hii maneno ishe. Safe house ya kwanza ikuwe Jida, from Jida ingine ikuwe Damam, from Damam ingine iweko Haile, from Haile ingine iweko Sakaka, Aljuof, Kamisimsheti, Jizan huko chini kabisa. Okay? Maka, Madina. Msichana akitoka huku Kenya akienda Saudi, asiende kwa Mwarabu, asiende kwa agent. Anafaa kwanza embassy ya Saudi, wanakaa tu chini, hakuna kitu wanafanya. They are doing nothing. Msichana akitoka hapa anafaa kuingia kwa embassy kwanza. Ana report na anaandikwa amefika. Kutoka hapo anajulikana unaenda wapi. Nafaa kuenda Madina. Kuna safe house iko Madina, and that is what Filipino does. Safe house yenye iko Madina wanampokea msichana. Kwa hivyo Mwarabu atamuendea wapi? Atamuendea kwa safe house. Huyo Mwarabu atajua hao watu he is or she is totally protected. Okay? So kutoka hapo msichana akiwa na shida anafaa kupigia safe house simu. Akipigia safe house simu, now safe house inaenda mpaka huko ndani. Wanaenda kujua ni nini inaendelea. Let me tell you, Saudi is not a kitchen. Hatutaangalia hivi na uangalia hivi na uangalia. Saudi is like East Africa, na tuongezee Southern Sudan. Ni kubwa sana. So embassy haiwezi shughulikia watu wote. Na ndio maana tunahitaji safe houses. And the agencies who are here watashikana na serikali isichukue watu ati kutoka na huko nje. Edeni mchukue watu wenye wameenda huko. Mtu mwenye anajua msichana, ukisikia msichana ameteswa ama msichana amepiga simu, it must be serious. Msichana anaweza enda kaa kwa nyumba ya Mwarabu for 2 years na mtu asijue kama kuna msichana ako huko. The other thing nataka kuambia agents wako hapa, take any call from a girl as a distress call, hata kama ni salamu. Msichana akitoka hapa akifika huko anaambiwa Shagara, ajui Shagara ni nini, Tari ajui ni nini. Unajua Waarabu wanaongeanga na so msichana anasema haki ya Mungu, niliambiwa nimekuja kuteswa na nimeanza kuteswa. Kumbe alikuwa anaitwa hizi shule wanaenda kusomeshwa Kizungu, Waarabu ajui Kizungu. Waarabu wanakuambianga salary come no come, ajui, na saa hiyo wanaenda shule kufunzwa Kizungu. Mtafute wasichana wenye wametoka huko Saudi na wanajua Kiarabu, ndio at least msichana akienda huko anaambiwa salamu alaikum, hiyo ni salamu, shai ni shai, sofra ni mahali pa kukulia, tal ni kukuja, wagif ni kusimama, vitu kama hizo anajua. Ndio maana akiitwa pale tal Shagara anajua ni kuitwa, naitwa Shagara ni msichana wa kazi. Unaona? So huyu msichana wakati amepiga simu haijashikwa na the agent ako Kenya, atasema mimi nimeanza sasa kuteswa. Labda msichana alikuwa na adrenaline elements. Adrenaline elements ni nini? Labda alikuwa na pressure ilikuwa inataka kumuingia akiwa Kenya. Wakati mama ama agent amekosa kushika simu ya huyo msichana sasa hiyo maneno inaanza kwenda juu. Damu yake inaanza kupanda. Atakufa. Na sio Mwarabu amemuua. Hapana, ni makosa huku Kenya, imepigwa simu hakushika. Na niambie wazazi, kuna kitu moja nataka niwaambie. Msichana akitoka hapa akienda Saudi Arabia anafaa kulipo 32,000. Kwa hivyo huyu msichana akikutumia 70,000 unafaa kumuuliza hiyo pesa umetoa wapi. Ujue huyo ametoroka, ako nje. She is illegal immigrants. Afanyi kazi huko, hayuko wada serikali. Na tuulizeni, tuambieni hii maneno tunaijua. Wasichana wengi wamekufia huko wakifanya abortion. Na sasa shida, turudie tu serikali. Msichana alitoroka kwa nini? Mshahara iko chini. Yes. Filipino wanalipwa 1500. Ongezeni hao wasichana pesa, hawatatoroka. Wengine wakitoka hapa wanakuanga na connection. Msichana ako huko Saudi Arabia anaitwa Darara. Anamwambia fanya hivi, wewe ukifika tu airport nitakuwa nimekugoja. Imagine huyo msichana hata aidagi kwa Mwarabu, anaibiwa na huyu msichana Mkenya. Anaenda anapelekwa mahali kunaitwa ya mama, kuna mahali kunaitwa Jaradia, Manfuha, Kuburu Manfuha. Huko sasa ndio wasichana wako huko wamerent manyumba zao. Wengine hata ni tenant. Actually watu wengi hata walikuwa maintenance. Unaona? So ile kazi iko huko ni mbaya na ni mbovu. So kusema ati kufungwe sasa ndio mmemaliza kabisa. Kwa sababu gani? Mwarabu akisikia kumefungwa alikuwa amecreate agreement na agent ako Kenya. Hiyo sasa agreement imeisha. What will happen? Msichana atapigia agent simu. Juu si agent wote hatu wakosagi kushika simu. The other guy, Tomoru, they have said there are almost 200,000 Kenyan ladies who are working there. Almost 0.001 ndio wanateta. So akipiga simu msichana agent atamwambia wacha nijaribu na ule Mwarabu, lakini agreement iliisha. Hata teswa ama atateswa. atateswa. So the only thing naweza omba parliament ni kwamba tutafuteni sisi wenye tumeenda huko, tuwakalishe chini, tuambie Saudi, one thing is not a kitchen the way you are thinking. Saudi inataka hii na hii mikakati, na mkiweka safe houses kalas, kila kitu inaisha. Wasichana wenu mtakuwa mnasikia wanaenda, na mjue kuna mavijana wengine wanafanya kazi huko, they are managers. Kuna wasichana bado wako huko wanafanya hospitali, wengine wanafanya masalonist, wengine wanafanya caregiving, unaona. So hii kitu ni kitu kidogo sana, ndio maana nilicheka nikianza, na ni kitu inaweza kuwa solved with immediate effect. Kama ni president unataka kuwa point the ambassador, usienda huko uwatafuta mtu ati ni profesa ama nani. Tafuta mama mwenye ashawaienda huko, anajua mashida za huko. Okay? Aende huko, angalie, wacha tafuta mama mwenye ameenda huko na anajua. Kama ni safe houses, tafuta wenye wameenda huko, wanajua. Lakini sasa ukienda utafute ama uappoint anybody there, he don't know, he don't care. Nasikitika sana kuona Francis Atwoli amesema ati hiyo ati msichana ananyosha ubwa. Kitu ya kwanza ni kwamba Saudi hakudanga ubwa. Mwarabu hafugagi ubwa, inaitangwa kerb. Na hiyo ni haramu. Ni kama kusema kufunga nguruwe. Mwarabu hafugagi ubwa. So anafaa sijui venye atafanya ama sijui kama ata apologize kwa Wakenya, kwa sababu imeshtua watu wengi sana, and it was from pawn site. Na kitu ya kwanza mambo kama hiyo, watu wa media kabla iende kwa media ama ikuwe aired, ulizeni kwanza what is happening. So I say thank you so much, na I hope the government itajaribu kurectify, and we are very much free, we are very much there. Mkitaka kutuita tuwapatie advice venye kuko ama venye mtafanya, we are there, and we are very many people here. Thank you. And even once more, this guy have been working there for almost 20 years. 20 years he have been there. He was a trailer driver. Watu ni wengi wenye wako hapa, wenye wametoka huko na wanajua.
Personally I've been in Saudi for 16 years.
16 years.
And I can swear before God, Saudi is one of the best countries in the world. I can swear God na kitabu kitakatifu. It is one of the best countries in the world because Sharia Saudi Arabia ni 100+1% straight hivi. But Kenyans we are not used of that. Hatujazoea kupeleka sheria hivi. And I want you media people to ask me a question, why do Kenyan ladies die in Saudi Arabia? A simple question, I'll answer you right away. Why do Kenyans ladies die in Saudi Arabia?
Just answer, tell us.
I want to ask you a question before I answer the question. Why do a number of girls is higher than gents? Wanaume namba yao ni iko chini kuliko ya wanawake. Hamjawahi jiuliza hivi? Kwa nini hii nchi ya Kenya iko na serikali na tunasafirisha wasichana huko, wasichana wasafirishwa Saudi Arabia each and every year, tunasafirisha wasichana. Hii nchi iko under UN. UN inajua tunasafirisha wasichana, na inajua wasichana wanakufia huko. Why? Kwa nini serikali haisimamishi? Kwa nini UN haisimamishi? Because they have done their diligence yao, na tukapatana na sisi huko, tukawaulizwa kwa nini wasichana wanakufa. Tulikaa chini na wao, tukakaa chini na Senate, tukakaa chini na Ministry of Labor huko, tukakaa chini na Embassy, na tukawaelezea sababu ya wasichana kufa. Wasichana wakitoka hapa, wakifika huko wanaendanga na simu kama hii, simu ya mtandao. Wakifika huko wanaingia kwa groups za Kenya working in Saudi. Yes. Kwa mfano ni wewe, una msichana ambaye ametoka kwenyu Githurai ama pali popote ama kijana. Mnapatana kwa mtandao. Anakuiba kutoka kwa ile nyumba umeenda. Ile nyumba umeenda unapewa 36,000 Kenya shillings. Anakuambia huku nje utapata 72,000. Na ni kweli unapata hiyo pesa. But document na mambo zote unaziwacha kwa hiyo nyumba. Ukitoka nje unakutana na wanaume, si Waarabu, wanaume wa Kenya. Sisi ndio tunawapachika hawa wasichana mimba. It's not a secret. Sababu msichana ni wetu, ni wa kwetu, tunapata urafiki. In Saudi Arabia there is no shortcut kwa sheria. Hii dawa za kupanga uzazi, it is prohibited 100+1. Protection hakuna. Ukipata mimba wewe ni it's up to you. Na lazima tuendeleze hiyo maneno. And I'm sorry to say this in front of media. Ukipatana na mwanaume huko mkifanya usharati na yeye upate mimba, it is up to you. Huwezi pata mtoto kwa hospitali without documents na huwezi toa mimba. So dakika ya mwisho huyo msichana ana decide kutoa hiyo mimba. Yes. Ukidecide kutoa hiyo mimba, I want to give you three samples. Msichana huyu pengine hajawahi zaa hapa Kenya. ni mara ya kwanza kwenda huko na ni mara yake ya kwanza kupata mimba. Akipata mimba akiwa ni mara yake ya kwanza, anaambiwa atoe hiyo mimba na miezi 4. I want to ask you, will she survive 4 months pregnancy? She will not survive, she will die. Unashika? Number 2, unakuta huyo msichana hapa Kenya amepata mimba na yeye amefanya CS hapa. Mara ya kwanza amepata watoto wawili na njia ya CS. Anaambiwa sukume mimba ya miezi 4. Itatoka? She will die. Number 3, amepata mimba hapa huko na amezaa hapa watoto wawili na njia normal. Akifika huko, akipata mimba, anaambiwa atoe hii mimba ya miezi 4. Hata succeed kutoa hiyo mimba, lakini placenta itabaki kwa tumbo. Huyo msichana anakufa. Once more anaitwa, mimi ndio nilikuwa controller. I was controlling 144,000 Kenyans with this Facebook, including Moses Kuria, the current CS ambaye amechaguliwa juzi. He was under my control. He's a witness of that. Many Kenyans here know that. Wala wameenda Saudi Arabia. I was controlling 144,000 Kenyans na Facebook. So, ninapigiwa simu, napewa picha ya msichana, na napewa taarifa, ametoka Munanga, ametoka Kangema, ametoka wapi popote, naweka kwa Facebook. Kiini kia msichana kufa hatuweki kwa Facebook. Kwa nini? Manake alitoroka kule, alitoroka, ako nje, muajiri hamshughulikii, si Mwarabu alimpachika mimba, na si shughuli yake kupeleka hiyo mimba maiti nyumbani. Kenyans, na you know Kenyans, we don't throw our dead. Akifa wa Kenya lazima tushughulike, maiti lazima ipelekwe nyumbani. Dakika ya mwisho hatutaandika kiini cha msichana kufa, ndio pesa zichangwe na Wakenya tusafirishe maiti. Tukizungumza na wazazi wake hapa, hatutamwambia kiini cha msichana kufa, tutamwambia ni high blood pressure, mambo zingine, sababu kuna mambo zingine zinaibu kuingia kwa masikio ya wazazi. Wazazi wakisikia msichana wao amekufa wanaita media. Media ikifika KICC, Jomo Kenyatta International, another one from Saudi. There is no report. There is no report. Hakuna report tunapeanaga because inaibu. Ni report inaibu. But I'm telling you, the best country in the world ni Saudi Arabia. You cannot believe it. You cannot believe it. Mahali unakaa na sheria unapelekana nayo vile unastahili. You cannot go beyond that sheria to ufanywe nini. So that's why people wanapigaga sheria, wanapigaga Saudi Arabia, na Saudi Arabia doesn't have anything to do with the girls. Why only Kenyans? Huko kuna watu tabaka zote duniani. Kwa nini Kenyans peke yao? Because tabia zetu za wasichana wetu zimekeuka sheria. Unafikiria sheria ya Kenya itaenda kufanya kazi nchi nyingine? It's a lie. It's a lie. It can't. It can't. That's a Muslim country and they have to protect. And also Kenyans and Kenyans girls, before they live here, they should know 95% ya constitution ya Saudi Arabia imekotiwa kutoka kwa Qurani, and there is no shortcut no matter what. 95%. I'm not a Muslim, I'm a Christian and I know that. 95% of sheria ya Saudi imekotiwa kutoka kwa Qurani na haibadilishagwi even a point hivi, haibadilishagwi. Lakini Kenyans wanataka tukifika huko tubadilishe. It can't work. It can't. So you should know, I want to make a program with one of the media service, pole nikiwa hakuna haraka, niwaelezee kwa kini, ndio wasichana wakitoka hapa wajua wakitoka hapa wanaenda wakifanya nini. Wanaenda kufanya kazi ama wanaenda kufanya mambo zile tunafanyaga hapa kwetu. Hapa kwetu we have all the freedoms. Hata mtu anatoaga mimba 4 na there is no problem, nowhere you will be taken. Huko jaribu kutoa mimba moja, my friend, you are a killer. I have a lot. Mimi kutoka niende huko nimesafirisha wasichana 16. Maiti nimesafirisha wamepokelewa hapa na vijana 3. Ask yourself why. Hao vijana 3, wawili ni accident, mmoja alianguka kwa swimming pool. He is a witness of that. And many girls here ambao tumefanya kazi nao huko. Sasa nashindwa, why Kenyans we don't ask ourselves? Why media doesn't ask herself? Kwa nini namba ya wasichana iko juu kuliko ya wanaume? Kwa nini sisi hatukufuati wanaume wakufi? Na wako huko. Kwa nini wasichana peke yao ndio wanakufa? Maana yake hawawezi zuia joto. Joto ya kiume hawawezi zuia. Hazui. Naona na hapa amezoea. Na si makosa yake, ni kawaida. Ni kawaida hapa Kenya, we are free to do everything. But hapo funga mbwa yako mahali iko. Unashika?
Thank you. Okay.
Take a few questions. I think.
Okay, afternoon. The government agencies, some of them are sleeping on their jobs. And they are now using the companies, the agencies, as scapegoat. So we want to humbly request our dear President to wake up, let the government agencies do their work. We have labor attaches in both Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Gulf countries. My question is, what are they doing? If they cannot be able to manage and help that retro percentage that is suffering from the other side, then my question is, what are they doing? So let our government wake up, let them do their work, let them not use the agencies as a scapegoat because they are sleeping on their job. Thank you.
Sorry.
Not all of them, but maybe
We'll take questions.
Okay.
last one, then you can take.
All right, no problem.
All right. So I wanted to say, before being agents or companies, we are first and foremost Kenyans, right? And it is our number one priority to make sure that our fellow country women that are working in Saudi Arabia that go under us are safe and sound. And it is important, it's our reputation that is at stake if one of us is in distress, right? So it's most important that I'm going to pass a message to the public. So if you have a friend, a sister, or whoever wants to travel to Saudi Arabia, make sure that they know the office that you are traveling with. If you go on the National Employment Authority webpage, you find all the accredited agencies there, right? And then make sure you have a copy of their contract, make sure you have a copy of their passport, and make sure you have a copy of their visa, so that when you have a person who is in distress, you're able to run to the National Employment Authority and have these documents to make your complaints there. And there is a system in place where if you log into it, you'll be able to see through the passport number or the visa number which is the company that facilitated the travel for this candidate, right? And what measures have they taken to make sure that this girl is has been assisted. So whenever there is a problem, before we jump and cry out, let's make sure that there is a procedure that is being followed to help this girl, because sometimes we go online and air their issues there, and sometimes we fail to understand that what we are doing is in the future we are putting them in a mental state that they will never forget what kind of a public humiliation that they went through. So it is important for us to make sure that we follow diligently with the authorities to make sure that whoever has a problem has been assisted. So make sure that you have a copy of their passport, copy of their visa, copy of their contract. These contracts have all the details of where she's going to work, which is the office that facilitated her travel in Kenya, which is the office that received her in Saudi Arabia, where is the address of the employer, and what is the phone number of the employer, and what are her duties. So, and then I would like to pass a message to any person who would like to go and work in Saudi Arabia. Just know that there are people rooting for you. There are people who are behind you. Do not be scared. We have associations. So if you have any questions, go in and ask them. And if you go there, follow the country laws. The laws in Kenya do not apply in Saudi Arabia. Once you go there, you are under the laws of the country. So follow them diligently. Do not fall prey of people who are going to convince you to run away for better money. Remember that you live in here to receive your 32,000 Kenya shillings or whatever, depending on the currency exchange. You didn't have it when living here, yeah? Once you get there, be content with what you have. And if you work very well with your employer, maybe they'll give you a raise. So once you run away, you are illegal. So whatever problems that you have, you cannot be assisted by me here as an office and the office in Saudi Arabia. Another thing I would like to say is, once a girl runs away from the employer, the employer makes a police report. So whenever a girl has an issue, let's follow up to make sure that the issue that they have is really sincere, because there are police complaints that the employer made sure that the candidate ran away. So then we are able to fix whatever situation that they have and know, was it genuine, was it not genuine, right? Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we can take questions now.
Okay, my question is, we've had these issues whereby ladies are there, but wakifika pale wanajaribu kuwa reach out. I hosted some of the ladies, but the reason to why they wanasema kutoroka kwao ni they try to reach out a Kenyan agency wale waliwapeleka na wanashindwa. It's like hawawapati. Wakifika kule, when they try to reach you out, you don't pick their calls, you don't reply to their messages, you don't like evil. So we don't know how you're going to do about it.
Okay, can I answer that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that nice question. Is that wale watu wako pande ile ingine wasiseme that they are trying to reach us. Wakati umepeleka mtu airport na anatoroka anachukuliwa na mtu mwingine dalala. Okay? Saa zile amekuwa na shida, amegonjeka, as tumesikia dereva mmoja hapa amekaa how many years? 16 years. Wametumia huyo mtu, amegonjeka, amekuwa pregnant, si ndio? Then anajaribu kwenda hospitali, hawezi enda. Okay, hawezi enda kwa hospitali. Why? Because ana vitambulisho, si ndio? Ana nini? Identity. ya kusema anaweza enda apate huduma, si ndio? Then huyo mtu atapigia mamake amwambie nini? There was a problem. Nilipigia agent wangu sikumfikia. Did the agent alikuambia ukemboi mpaka urukie kwa ukuta? Because we have even video for them. Akirukia kwa ukuta ni msichana. Kikwetu Kawagikuyu twaugaga wajakehe. Anarukia mwanamke anarukia kwa ukuta anapanda, na ukiangalia ukuta anapanda, hiyo ni mwanajeshi anavaa pande. Ameruka juu. Why? Because of money. Because they are paid more money. 2,500. Okay? Riyal. 2,500 is not a Kenyan money. If you ukifanya hiyo hesabu ya Saudi Riyal, it is a lot of money, si ndio? Ni nini itafanya asiruke aende huko? Asiseme agent, because we as agent, mimi sahi nikianza kupigia, I have thousands of them there. Nikutolea hii simu utaona wale wako kwa ofisi wamerudi, nimewasaidia na wakasaidika na wakarudi kwa kazi zao. But huyu juu aliitwa na mwenzake, kama vile ndugu yetu alisema, alitoroka. So ukimuuliza sasa atakwambiaje agent wangu ndio mbaya? So tutoe hii issue ya kusema agent ni mbaya. Kitu ya kwanza tunaomba government ishikane na sisi, tuwapatie passport ya wale wametoroka. Hata hii mwezi tunaongea na hiyo ingine iwapatie 24 hours, warudi wajisalimishe kwa kazi zao, warudi. Do you get me? Na hapo ndio njia moja tutakuwa tukiondoa vifo na hii maneno ya kukemboi. Wasipate mimba wapi na mashida huko nje. Secondly, tungependa hizo passport zao pia zikuwe feeded at airport. Akikuja akifinya kidole hivi inalia alarm. Tunaomba Mheshimiwa Ruto anaweza sema hao watu wale wamekemboi wakuwe kama wame criminals. See, those are criminals. Because alipotea. Kama mimi as an agent nilikuwa nimepeleka msichana amechukuliwa airport na mtu mwingine. What will that agent do to me? Atachukua another money from me. Either nimulipe pesa which is around 300,000, si ndio? Zile ametumia kwa huyu msichana. Ama nitume msichana wapi? Hiyo pesa ndakuwa nikitoa wapi? Na ndio maana unaona we have mess and a big problem. Secondly, tuko na watu wengine wale wako na haja na hii kazi yetu. Kama vile umesikia wakitaja Kotu na wale wengine wameingia kwa parliament, wale wanasema we must ban because they want to do their things on our companies. Unaona? Because kuna wengi wamejaribu vile watakuwa akikatakata. We are not under Kotu. We are under NEA. Do you get me? Sisi tuko under NEA. So Mr. Kotu ndasema huyo mzee amezeeka. Kuna miaka ngapi kwa government? Hii mtu akizeeka anaendanga wapi? Nyumbani. Anakula nini? Golden handshake. Tuseme mzee saa hii amezeeka, si anaanza kuwa na hallucination. Niambie how many children saa hii kama mimi nikiwa mmoja wao. I swear I've never watched hiyo sijui lecture.com sijui TV. Niliingia tu hivi nikaanza kuona watu pornography tupu. Saa hii watoto wetu wamejua hiyo site, si ndio? Are we going to tutakuwa na uwezo wa kuwazuia? Because everyone is having a phone. Baka mtoto wako ako form 4, mwingine ako JKUAT, atafanya nini? Si ataingia kwa hiyo site. So tutasema, mimi ndaomba tu ndani ya watu wako tafadhali simjue ule mtu mtachagua awasimamie a young person ule anaweza angalia kitu yote akilete kwa TV. Na pia I want to ask you guys of media, hii issue mnaandikanga kwa television slavery. Unajua what does slavery mean? Ene slavery anakuanga akilipwa. Mtu akipelekwa slavery anaenda anafanyishwa mwaka ingine na ingine na ingine, no pay. So hata mimi nikisimama leo niende kotini utanilipa kwa kuandika nilipeleka mtu slavery. Msikie hiyo kitu. Ukienda kusema ati nilipeleka mtu slavery ameteswa, huyu mtu nimempeleka and is earning money, analipwa. Do we call that slavery? Na anatuma pesa nyumbani, wengine wamejenga magorofa, wengine are millionaires. Do we call that slavery? Ukweli tuangalie, tunachagua watu gani wanaingia kwa parliament. Seriously. Mimi naambia hao watu wako parliament, nikiwa mmoja wa Githongori, huyu anayesema ban nampatia miaka 5 because sitamchagua. Kadi yangu itakuwa ndani ya mfuko and I will not give him. Why? Before you do something, look something with the dimension. Si ndio? Angalia vizuri ujue hii ni ukweli. Imagine watu wanaingia kwa site ya pornography. Because you are lying, you are fueling the process of kusema kuna shida na hakuna shida. Saa hii naona watu wamelala hapa, so many of them men, na tuko na kazi ambaye watu wanaenda kule na Almarai for free. Men are going there for free and earn 40,000. Hapa Kenya anapata nini? We have people who are suffering. Wanapata 100, tuseme mtu anakula $200, ndio? Per day. Mtu kama huyo utafanya nini? Utasikia mama amesimama hapo. Tulikuchagua uende ututetee, unaenda unasimama unasema I'm going to ban. Hao watoto wetu wanaenda huko juu ya shida. They are going there because of a problem, si ndio? Are they going there because of what it is good? Ni ile maneno iko hapa Kenya mzuri. Guys, wanaenda huko juu ya nini? Shida. Wako na shida mingi sana. Kwa hivyo sisi wenyewe ndio tunawasaidia. We pay passport for them. We pay everything for them. Okay? We thank you. Ask another question.
My first question, my name is Edward Yambo.
Yes?
I am a freelancer journalist. There is a case of a certain lady by the name of Mistreatment who happens to travel on 14th of December 2021. And the only time they communicated with the family, it was on 14th of, I think, early February. Until today, there is no communication at all. So the attempt of the family also to reach these other people, they like the officers that are concerned, have not got any food. I think the father is around here. And also he came just to confirm exactly what he wanted to listen to, exactly how you are going to address such kind of issues. Because he has just traveled all the way from DC up to here. He has been here for 2 days, no accommodation because he has nobody here to accommodate this gentleman.
Can you
Yes, I can answer that question, sir. Okay, my name is Mustafa. Kulingana hiyo swali, Wakenya wetu au wasichana wetu wakitoka hapa Kenya, venye wenzangu wameongea vizuri, akifika huko anakimbia. We call them runaway. Yeah.
I did my own analysis concerning this issue, and I even tried reaching out the agent who was responsible, and the kind of communication we had, I looked at the contract that was signed, and even tried calling that number, and the communication that I had with the sponsor that received this lady, there was no that communication that I required. The only communication that guy communicated was that this lady, I think I was not able to continue with the contract, so I decided to take her back to the office. My attempt also to reach the office in Saudi Arabia did not go any further because they were not able to, receive my calls. It was ringing, nobody was answering my calls. Excuse me.
Well, just because, just you know why?
Clayson TV, the authentic voice you should trust.